Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. My name is Ahmad bin Abdul Wahid and I am the first presenter for this research paper titled Perceiving Social Presences Factors in Tertiary Online Learning Environment. The first and the corresponding author is Ahmad Ikhsan Abdul Aziz and followed by me, Rahmat Abdul Wahid and Nur Haslina Madzian. We are from Universiti Tenaga, Nasional. These are the agenda or the flow of the presentation. Firstly, we will start with the introduction, where we're going to take a look at what is the definition of social presence and sociability, followed by the objective of this research, and then the theoretical part is going to be discussed in the literature review. How do we conduct the research is going to be explained in the research methodology, and we will share to you the results and the discussion of our research. And then last but not least is going to be the conclusion. Teaching and learning activities are important in order to ensure that students obtain the required learning objective. We know that there are two kinds of communications, which are verbal and non-verbal. So when we have conventional and physical classes, what happens is these verbal and non-verbal communications are clearly displayed. So this form of communication facilitates social presence as all students and educators engage in physical session. When COVID-19 hits us, what happened is it also brings this significant impact on academic engagement outside of classroom and teaching and learning activities. All of these are then moved into this online learning environment. There are some drawbacks to online learning, definitely, one of which is related to social presence. This is because those non-verbal cues are much harder to be displayed in virtual environment, which is involving online classroom. This is the objective of the study. So the purpose of this study is to analyze the links between factors influencing students' perceptions of social presence. Alright, so what is social presence? So social presence, according to Short et al. 1976, it is defined as the degree of salience of the other person in the interaction and the consequent salient of the interpersonal relationship. Now we will take a look what is closeness according to social presence. We can observe closeness among related party, and then it is commonly seen through physical acts and verbal communication. At the right here, we have the combination of having social presence and cognitive presence, and then with this teaching presence, it is going to create this. At the center, we have educational experience. So for any individual to have this educational experience, they must have social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Figure 2 here show the relationship of sociability, social space, and social presence. So we will start firstly with sociability, or the ability to be social. So this depends on the online learning environment. Okay, so as you can see, the ability to be social is going to affect social interaction. So the higher the ability to be social, definitely it is going to increase social interaction. Alright, the ability to be social or sociability is also going to affect the student or the group member social presence. As for the social interaction, it can be reinforced according to the social space. How conducive is the social space in order to support social interaction?
So now we proceed to the research methodology. In this research, it is based on quantitative method, which is to find out whether the size of online discussion groups influence students' perception on social presence. So, the data captured for this study were collected using a standardized questionnaire and then distributed twice to a similar groups of respondents on factors affecting social presence, which are sociability and social space. Then the entire sets of data point is statistically analyzed and evaluated. The statistical package for the social sciences SPSS software were used to analyze number 1, Chromebus alpha. Chromebus alpha is a method that is used to gauge reliability of the questionnaire. The second part is the descriptive analysis. It is a method of measuring raw data and converting them into meaningful set of information to see the underlying pattern of the processed data. In order to group the item for both variable, sociability and social space, SPSS is used to combine and transform specific questionnaire items for each of the variables. The third one is the inferential analysis. The inferential analysis are consisting of Wilcoxon sign rank test, scatter plot diagram, and Spearman's rank correlation coefficient test. All of these analyses involve both phases of the questionnaire. Now we move on to the timeline of the questionnaire distribution. In this study, there are two phases of questionnaire distribution. Phase 1 is on academic week 11. During this phase, the collected responses were based on student experience in a whole class discussion via Telegram application. While in phase 2, which is on academic week 14, the responses is based on students' experience in working together in a small group, which is in 5 to 6 members of given group assignment earlier in academic week 2.
Thank you, Hasina, for the explanation. Next, we would continue with the result and the discussion. By utilizing the earlier mentioned Chromebus alpha method, reliability of the survey is measured through usage of a pilot study. The Chromebus alpha measured was 0.892 for the first phase of the questionnaire and 0.861 for the second phase of questionnaire. This would be explaining about the descriptive analysis. For the first phase, we would first need to understand about the ranges. The ranges would be explaining the range of answers from the respondents. For the letter S, as we can see from the slide, it is for representation of the sociability variable, as S is social space variable. Okay, so for the first phase, the median are 3.5 and 4.0 respectively, and the range are 3 and 4. For the second phase of the questionnaire, the median are 3 and 4, and the range are 3.5, equally the same for both of the variables. The next part would be about the inferential analysis. There are three methods of inferential analysis that have been used, which are Wilcoxon sign rank test, scatter plot diagram, as well as Spearman's rank correlation coefficient test. For Wilcoxon, for both phases, we can actually see that the positive ranks have highest frequency as compared to the negative as well as the ties rank. For the first one would be 35 out of the whole 76 respondents, and for the second questionnaire is 40 out of 79. And the significant value are quite high as well at 0.004 and 0.000. That is for inferential analysis. The next slide would be explaining about the scatter plot diagram. The scatter plot diagram are completed and constructed for both of these questionnaires. The first questionnaire, the value of R linear is 0.379, and for the second phase of questionnaire, the R linear is 0.269. Structure wise and pattern and trend wise, we can see that they are actually having the same trend of lines. Okay, this actually means that they are having what we call as monotonic relationship, and it can be seen from the graph. The last part of the inferential analysis is Spearman's rank correlation coefficient test. This test has been employing both sets of data from the respondents, which are from the first and the second phase of the questionnaire. Okay, we can see that the correlation coefficient, which are 0.679 and 0.541. Okay, this is respected based on the questionnaires. This actually indicates a strong positive correlation between both sociability as well as social space variables. To conclude the presentation, we can actually say that the factors of social presence, which are sociability and social scale, both of them possesses monotonic relationship. So monotonic relationship actually explains that for one variable, when the value of the variable increases, the other would be directly affected, and this is actually what it meant by monotonic relationship. Okay, so with that said, that would be the conclusion of our presentation. And here are our list of references. That would be all from us. So thank you for your time. Thank you for spending your time to view our presentation. And if there are any queries or anyone would like to be approaching us in order to be collaborating or joining forces in order to move forward and to be sharing knowledge and whatsoever, please feel free to email me. And with that said, thank you very much again. Goodbye and take care, everyone.